Hello.
Oh no, this is happening again. Oh well. Can you
What
restream
is
this to your
happening
channel?
again?
That my headphones don't work. Can you restream this to your channel?
I have. I mean, I
Okay.
am.
Okay. Um, Let me just get this and post this in the queue because we're going to talk about something serious today. Like pseudo serious. No, I mean it's like funny, serious, fucked up, funny, fucked up. Um okay. So everyone knows now from watching Seven Seas, Rock Muncher, Pebble Muncher, Sailor of the Seven Seas, whatever his name is, video that my like sexy, gay, sexy, not my sexy, my sex, gay
Your
sex
your
pic,
your gay sex pics.
my sex pics leaked. Um, and so everyone's making fun of me now. And so what happened was, let's see if we can get them listening. Um, so actually, this started. I went on Stephen J. James and I brought up the point that this happened, and so he told me that I have a stalker. So which is interesting, but and then I pushed him and I said, "Do I really have a stalker?" I said, "Do I really have someone that monitors me?" And he pretty seriously said yes. And so I was asking the chat um who it was, and I was told it was Jord. So we did our little thing. We did a little stream with his name saying he was the one to draw him out to see if he really did it. And George denied it. And then Lewis, this drew them out, and Lewis sent me the telegram name of the guy who sent. Lewis was the one who got the pics. Okay. So Lewis Wayne had obviously a friend who was gay because they could have only gotten my sex pics if they were in a gay sex chat room. Um um so I talked to this guy and I'm like, okay, so Lewis Wayne gives me the pictures and I talk to this guy and he tells me that these two pedophiles took over someone's account, went into the gay sex chat, found me, knew me, shared my pics with him, and then he shared them with Lewis. So this was a little bit confirmed because he gave me the name of the guy whose account got hacked, and he also said that this is what happened. So, just by chance, in this conversation and me investigating this guy who sent the pictures to Lewis Wayne, um, has a group. So I get in there and it's this hodgepodge, but you can tell there's a lot of right wing people in there because, there's racist and whatever shit in there. And the guy is right wing and obviously has to be a little bit right wing to be friends with Lewis Wayne and has to be on this side of the spectrum a little bit. And he admits he is. He said he's not a traditionalist because he's gay or at least bisexual into interracial sex. And so I'm in there and they're talking about animal sex, which, okay, the Cube talks about animal sex, but, I don't necessarily think that there's any, there could be, but I don't necessarily think they're actually being serious. So I scroll up and it's full of animal porn. It's full of animal porn and gay porn, the group. And he admits he's gay, and all these people admit they're gay. Or at least everyone I've met so far has that I've spoken to has said they're gay, and some of them are openly into animals. So, I just want to say that the cube, why is the cube one step away from people who give their account details to pedophiles and are one chat room away, 1 degree away from a chat room that's full of right wingers that posts gay porn and animal porn, which just shows that, these people are so obsessed with me because I'm an open homosexual, but this is okay. Like, this is okay. Like, I don't even go that far. I don't get into animal porn, but um this is what the alt-right is like. This is what they're like, and they're just hypocrites, and they're disgusting, and they're liars, and they just hate gay people that are okay with themselves and are open with themselves and are out and okay with it. They hate that, but as long as you hide it a little bit, not this guy's not even hiding it. He has 36 people in this group. I mean, and you know he's he's obviously admitting, well, Lewis Wayne must know he's gay. I mean, or at least he's one step away from a gay person, because how did if I got gay pics from someone else, you would be like, well, where did he get them from, and why are you friends with him? And well, then he must be gay, and you're friends with gay people, and then okay, and this gay person's into animals and all this other shit, and I doubt that Lewis Wayne doesn't know that this guy's into animal porn. Hello?
I'm so sorry, I was talking muted. I was saying that the cube is stuffed with degenerates.
The whole right wing is stuffed with degenerates. It's in all. I got put into this other group called the Hive. It's all. And a lot of it is the cube, and it's not all the cube, but a lot of it is the cube, and it's just totally just the same degenerate, stuff. And
Well, perhaps we should just not bother with them.
well, then where else do I go now? I mean,
Well, I think we can bother Muslims and Jews and discuss
where?
theology with them,
Yeah,
and maybe
they're gonna throw me.
Christians.
They're gonna throw me. They're not. They might not throw you, but they'll throw me out of their group.
Okay, but I mean, but we can still talk, and you can go to all their groups. There's so many of them. Just visit their group. All these groups, drop your calling card, and move on when they, actually, we should regard being removed from these groups as an acknowledgement of our message, that they've understood the message, they don't like it, and they remove us from the group. I think that's a way to play it. And I was discussing with Khalid this morning that we can actually be in communication with all these degenerates with their bigger YouTube channels, can't we? And just criticize all their, well, and criticize them. Basically, we can say what they like, call them out by name, and they will end up watching the videos we make of them if we put their name in the title. I mean, what do you think of that? Instead of, I'm sorry you got these, you have a stalker, but, really it doesn't matter, in the
Well,
sense that you don't
but
care.
okay. So
And nobody's bothered, nobody's kicked you out of anything
the
because of those
stalker,
photos.
the stalker is a gay pedophile, and nobody's asking, why did this guy give his account details to a pedophile? Like, this is, you care about this gay sex pic, and like this is going on, and like Why aren't you shaming other people for sharing animal porn? You know, like,
Okay, I mean, maybe you want to
and
say what the name of this Telegram group is and maybe report it.
no, I didn't want to report it. I didn't want to report it.
Okay. Well, I don't think. All right. Maybe we don't agree, but anyway, under secular Quranism, then that'll all be gone.
I'm not going to report it, but I mean, I don't know. Okay, so if I've just admitted on stream that I'm not reporting an animal, is that like illegal because I'm not reporting illegal activity?
Well, I don't know if it's illegal. I mean, actually, I'd even have to check if bestiality is in fact illegal.
Well, he said it's legal in certain states in America. Wait, he said it's legal in New Mexico and West Virginia. Is bestiality legal in New Mexico and
It's
West
called zoophilia.
Virginia?
Another name for it is zoophilia.
Bestiality is legal in 4 states. Yes, it is legal. So I don't know, maybe these were filmed. Okay, so now I have plausible deniability. There's actually 4 states where it's legal. So I guess it's illegal to view it in my state, but it's obviously not illegal to film it and make it available in those states.
Okay, so
Hawaii,
so
Hawaii, New Mexico, West Virginia, and Wyoming do not have laws that formally prohibit sexual abuse of animals, traditionally known as bestiality.
yeah, and well, if we were a Torah theocracy, they would be executed. Just a throwaway line, you know.
I don't know
It,
if under the Noahide laws they would be executed for spreading um, animal porn.
well, the thing is, basically, whatever. W- w- well, according to Judaism, bestiality attracts a death penalty. So I guess if Gentiles were living in a Torah theocracy, they would get done too, because to not execute them would mean that they have Gentile privilege. You know, I guess it ought to apply, but I don't think Islam, the Quran, even mentions bestiality, which might explain the phenomenon of um, no fucking, I guess. Because it isn't actually mentioned in the Quran as far as I know. It's only mentioned in the Hadith. But Jews actually kill
Oh,
the animal.
look at this! What I just put up on the screen.
Vincent is still gave a very desperate and bottom of the barrel due to the click tick and bolting. Hmm. Maybe this person knows something. Okay. It's actually useful, the sharing of your photos, because this gives us an opportunity to discuss the morality of the dissident right. And people like Lewis Wayne, what does he think he's doing? What do his, yeah, what does he think he's doing? He actually calls himself a Christian. So, what's he doing mixing with these very suspect, these morally dubious people? What does he think he's doing? What is he trying to achieve?
But they call us degenerates. They call me a degenerate, and what I've done is not half as degenerate. At least I, have sex with people. You know what I mean?
Yes, with adults, consenting adults, not some
Yeah,
poor animal or some minor.
yes, like,
So things are at a very low ebb, and obviously it's all dysgenic. I mean, arguably, even having contraception or saying fornication is not a sexual offence is dysgenic because I mean, I was saying to Colin earlier in my stream with him that married people would actually be horrified at how many children they would have if every time they had sex they had a child.
Yes, they would be. That's why they wanted birth control.
Well, exactly, or they'll end up being like the Canaanites in, offering their unwanted children to Molech. They didn't have abortion, so I guess they'd have their kid and then, pretend that they love their God so much they wanted to sacrifice their kid to him, but really it's just getting rid of them because don't want another mouth to feed.
Yeah. Yes.
So I think we have to understand the context of these practices, even in, you know, the times of the ancient Israelites. The fact is, nobody really wants, thousands of children. And when you look at a spider, a mother spider, she carries all these spiderlings on her back. But basically, when they hatch, she just walks away. Because she thinks, well, there enough of some of you will survive, won't you? My little darlings, I'm off.
Yeah.
So, obviously, child rearing is a terrible responsibility. And that is why I quarrel with you about, how people I mean, do you really trust anyone to look after your kid deep down?
If they're being paid and they're not being overly stressed and they're there in shifts and there's other adults monitoring each other, then yes, no, I do trust. It's like I trust my child out of daycare.
Well, I mean, you do hear of scandals, and I suppose, deep down, most parents know that it's more than, what they can cope with to deal with their own children, let alone other people's
Look,
children.
this would be an organized, systematized. Like this would be like if Jehovah's Witnesses had communal daycare, like and the parents would drop them off for whatever how many hours a day, or the children lived there and the parents would visit them for however many hours a day. I don't think if they did it in like shifts and people paid for it and the parents paid and they could come in anytime they wanted and there were other adults, there were like 5 6 adults there at a time, and the chance of like the other four not seeing the fifth one raping a child is very low. And no, I don't think it would be an abusive situation.
Okay, you might think that, but we have heard of these, scandals and also that children brought up in creches, um, tend to behave in a different way to children, allowed to grow up in the looked after by their mother in their own homes because they just have to be more aggressive, competing with all these other children for attention. And also, the people who do these jobs tend not to be the people who love looking after children. They're only doing it because they
No,
can't find
we
a
would
better
no, we
job.
would have to find we'd have to find people that like doing it, and like we're not gonna take people who are desperate for a job and are just doing whatever they can, even though they hate it. I mean, if they're expressing that they hate it, then they wouldn't be kept there. And you know, I think that if the parents, a lot of times it happens in these kibbutz types of environment, parental involvement, too much parental involvement with the child is discouraged, and that wouldn't be happening. You know what I mean? I mean that wouldn't be happening in what I'm proposing.
But you see, the traditional system of extended families is how it used to work. Okay, if a couple can't look after their children, they might just sort of send the kid to their cousins because their sister, aunt, uncle are prepared to look after. It's like, well, this time I'll look after your kids, and next time they can all come to your house. There would be some kind of reciprocal arrangement, and obviously, if these are all family members, they're not going to hurt each other's kids and start a family feud, which is not to say that, child abuse doesn't take place even under these circumstances. But, the safeguards of blood and kin and, the desire to preserve family relations is already there. There's self-interest in, parents looking after their kid because they don't want to be the parents whose kid died, you know, and they don't want the disgrace of that. But for people who have no emotional or biological investment in the kid, it's just a job, and it might be a job that they hate. So, that's the whole basis of the idea that even though it's not perfect, it's the best available system to bring up a child, with its two biological parents who, even if they didn't like the kid, they might think, well, we don't want it to be the terrible parents whose kid died before it reached adulthood because, they were physically abused or not looked after properly
Yeah,
and was
but
run
Claire,
over by a car
I,
when the parents were drinking in the pub or something like that.
I think that you're catastrophizing. Well, I mean, I didn't really pick up everything, but the thing is that you're catastrophizing, communal child rearing and just basically, I don't know. What about on these Jewish kibbutz where all those children raped and hurt on Jewish kibbutzes?
I don't know, but the Orthodox Jews, don't agree with the kibbutz, which they think is a secular social experiment and a terrible thing. They want to go back to the whole idea of the segregation of the sexes and um, that sort of thing. So, I think people make a mistake, and particularly anti-Semites. Oh, not that I'm saying that you're one, in thinking that Jews are all agreed. I mean, it would be just as outrageous for people who aren't from the West saying, "Oh, Westerners, they think this, they all do that," when it's so obviously untrue if you dig just a little bit deeper. And at the most extreme, we ourselves don't even agree with each other because we have been known to change our minds about things. So our younger self would not agree with our older selves. So really, what we can do realistically is choose the best available system that's not going to frighten people. And obviously, your system is going to really frighten people, particularly the women and also the heterosexual men, who want to have women, and to hear that you're going to be, well, making women extinct. I mean, can't we be more sensible?
I am being sensible because nothing's ever going to get better until we just get rid of the way things are naturally done and replace it.
But
And
you can't prove it. I mean,
but
how
you
are
can't
you
prove
going to
you
prove
can't
it? You're
prove
just
that
saying,
it's
I
going to get any
hope that
better.
one day.
Okay, wait. If I do this slowly, I can start proving it. If we start our own colony and it does really well and it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows, then yeah, I would deserve to take over. So
Okay, so in order for you to have a louder voice, you need to become more famous. And I'm saying the way for you to become famous is to be a secular Quranist with the option of renouncing it later. And I'm saying your life would change because you would be belle of the ball for all these Muslims who are kind of rubbing their hands in glee, thinking you're going to convert to Islam. And well, even if they don't expect it tomorrow, they would be delighted to hear that you're coming, that you're at least thinking of secular Quranism, which is Islam light. And then you just build up your brand and you know get yourself known, and then you say, well, actually, I do, I like it with beyond his characteristics. I like my secular Quranism with beyond his characteristics, and then you can explain. I mean, you can't give it to people all at once. You have to give them, as you were saying to me yesterday, in spoonfuls, in mouthfuls, because if you give them a whole pile, they'll just run away. I mean, this is what Khalid was saying to me earlier. It's like, oh, I'm too frightening. I'm just telling white people that they have to marry before having sex will just terrify them and make their heads explode, and then then you can't get any sense out of them. Which I suppose he's right.
Yes, because we're too freedom loving. We're too freedom loving. We don't want to be bound by that. We'd rather come up with fucking medications to block STDs, than stop having sex.
Or
Because
because you're addicted to the idea of free love, which has become your idol.
it's not an idol.
Well, I find the concept of hidden idolatry very useful. I mean, they do have all these great ideas to conceptualize practices and problems, when you think of all these Western philosophers, they're just so completely useless with their long-winded essays talking about God knows what. I mean, you are at such a disadvantage compared to these Jews and Muslims. At least they can, when they talk about things, it's like, yeah, I understand. Uh, if I hypothesize about the existence of God, then he would be angry with us because we broke his laws, and then to make him less angry with us, we're going to follow his laws from now on. Or so, something a child can understand. Not Hegel or Heidegger and these. Or was it Nietzsche? Lewis Wayne was telling me, okay, he's so degenerate that he attempted to start a philosophical um, discussion with me about Nietzsche saying that humanity is beyond good and evil. Are you familiar with Nietzsche saying that?
Hold on.
Do you know anything about Nietzsche?
About Nietzsche saying what? I was typing with these fucking people in this animal porn group.
I think you should just ignore them.
No, they're saying this is, they're angry that I'm getting revenge, and they're saying, why are you even caring? And I wouldn't, it's just that, like, this guy, okay, he's into, I don't think he would appreciate. Okay, obviously he wouldn't care. Obviously he doesn't care that people know he's into animal porn anyway. So I guess he wouldn't give a fuck if I spread to around the internet that he was into animal porn. I guess he just wouldn't fucking care. I don't care. Okay, like if I wanted to do porn, that could have happened anyway, but it would have been different. Like, let's say Lewis Wayne went on a porn site, and well, then I would be able to catch Lewis Wayne. The point is that the type of person, I just wouldn't go into a gay sex chat and find someone's sex chats there and then share it with my friends. Even I don't know. I don't know. They were obviously trying to like make a mockery of me. This wasn't like, this was like obviously the point was to make a mockery. And that,
I think that they're just trying to get at you through me. They thought I'd be so shocked and horrified that I would never stream with you again. I think that would be, the worst form of damage. I think because I was told about
yeah, well, I'm
that,
just a little bit
but
mad.
before you told me.
The point was to make a mockery of me, but these people are openly into fucking animals and children. So, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's what they're accusing. I mean, these people are, how do you know they're pedophiles? Which is they do share pictures with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay, well, maybe we should distance ourselves from degenerates. You know,
yeah, but I
people in the cube, they're not worthy of our attention.
yeah,
I mean, why we, we're just being associated with their stupid, degenerate shit. We
yeah,
don't need to talk to them.
I, you know,
They
I
have nothing to offer.
I almost want to leave now. Like, it's, it would be okay. I didn't want to leave when I didn't know all this, when it was just like, oh, he, but like the fact that you're friends with people that have groups that spread out. Is Lewis Wayne in that group? Let me check. Is Lewis
Yeah,
Wayne?
I mean, I have no idea what he thinks he's doing. Maybe he doesn't know either. Maybe he's high on drugs and drink and doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I mean, why would he call himself a Christian and be mixed up with all this degenerate shit?
Yeah, like how can you be one step away from someone like this and call yourself a Christian and have a problem with homosexuality? And you're not even once you're by first degree. You're by first degree and you're by second or third degree. If this guy's account was hacked, or how do we know this guy isn't lying? I mean,
Yeah, we don't know. They're all kind of, trying to pretend it's not them, it's somebody else. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. We shouldn't be having anything to do with these people. And they would just suck up our time, and they don't even care if they're denounced.
wait.
No, but I mean, what I question is Lewis Wayne and people like Jord.
Yeah, no, and like I'm sure Jordan knows. Is Jordan in this group? Oh God, I hope not. But the point is that yeah, I mean, I'm sure Jordan knows this guy. He runs in the same circles as Jord. And do you know that this is not my first encounter with zoophilia in right wing circles? This isn't my first. I was in another group and they knew there was a woman in there that was into horses, and they were nicer to her than they were to me. I mean, they were her friend.
Yuck. Well,
Well, anyway,
I mean, okay, I'm just thinking of okay, the Quran doesn't mention um bestiality, but maybe that but then the Torah does say it attracts a death penalty, and the animal also has to die, even though it wasn't. Nobody's suggesting that the animal was giving the human the come hither look and had seduced a human. I mean, nobody's saying that, I don't think. But it also has to die, and Rabbi Mizrahi was saying the animal also has to die because we don't want, people going around pointing at some cow, munching its grass in the field in its enclosure, saying, "Oh, that was the sexy cow that made poor Yitzi lose control." So the cow has to die.
hmm.
But I suppose that makes some kind of sense. But yeah, I mean, people are just getting more and more perverted because the government keeps saying, "Oh, this kind of sex, it's okay. It used to be a sexual offense, but we'll let you do it now. Just don't overthrow us, please." Because it's all part of the weapons of mass destruction. They want people to be masturbating and to be high on drugs and drink and not be talking about
Yeah, but
what
these
needs to be talked
people
about.
these people in the cube are supposed to be like not involved in all of that.
Yeah, but we already know Louis Bay is a degenerate. He can't talk sense. He doesn't make sense. He doesn't actually want to engage with you properly. I mean, Pebblebeard, who says he's read my book. I mean, he doesn't even feel any unease about, well, I read your book, it's all rubbish, and, this sentence doesn't make sense, or it's not true, or that argument you made, it's not a sound up, something like that. But it's not even just people in the cube. I mean, I'm talking about somebody who's older than me, who, went to a good university, and it's the same. First they just give you a list of typos, and then it's like, okay, well, what about the substance of the book? What about the points I'm making? And they can't deal with it. They can't even talk about it. So I think there's some kind of psychological blockage that they're suffering from, that white people are collectively suffering from. It's some kind of psychosis, I guess. I mean, okay, what I'm saying is not particularly complicated. I'm saying, well, you don't have a religion, and anybody who's anybody living in a country kind of recognizes that you need to have a religion. Otherwise, you're just saying, I trust my incompetent and corrupt politicians who are in Parliament or Congress or the Knesset. I trust these people I have said for years are incompetent and corrupt to carry on making the laws for us, because that's what secularism means.
Imagine these people making the laws, and these people, you know what, at this point I don't even think they want to make the laws. Like, I was in the cube, I hear this 100 times over and I'm sick of it. I was in the cube and there was someone in there named Black Junkie, and like he's just like, well, in reality I just want to uh um fuck bitches and do drugs and not give a shit.
Yeah, so these people will have to die without issue, because no rational woman would marry and be the mother of their children, and it would be a tragedy if some rational, uh, reasonable, marriageable woman were to do that. So these people, we're basically saying, okay, marriage is basically saying who can and can't have children. And if you want to have legitimate children, you have to jump through this hoop of marriage. That's all. It's a very simple idea that even the dimmest people can understand. They can understand a time before their wedding and a time after their wedding, and when they're allowed to have sex. And this is so robust and simple that it our ancestors understood it. It's just that we have forgotten it, or we can't face the prospect of its reintroduction. But I think you are in a uniquely um, protected position, because all you have to say, I mean, okay, look at these white nationalists. That they're just terrified of having to marry a woman of their own race, even if one could be found for them to marry, because they just can't bear the thought of being dad, being husband, going to work, paying for the for their wives and their children, and they would rather die. They would rather go gay, fuck animals, or yes, I mean, they would rather do that than become married fathers. That is the reality of their existence. Like that guy you just said, what, Black Dick, or whatever his name was,
Black
Black Donkey.
Junkie. Yeah, I mean, Black Junkie just
He's,
what.
he, he's virtually admitted that this is what he'd rather do. He just wants to get high, have sex, and then die a bachelor. And people like that, it's like, okay, you want to do things like that, fine. But girls, you're not going to marry people like that, are you? And if you do, you just have a life of suffering, and you're going to be mocked and you're going to be shamed if your children turn out like that.
Okay, well, yeah.
And no, the icing on the cake is that you, Vincent, are saying it. You, not some married father who's white. You are saying it. That is the icing on the cake of their humiliation. And you can build on it, you can work on it. But that is the truth of your story. And the reason why you think of all these ideas that some would describe as bizarre is that you do care about your race and the future of your country. But what has happened is that you can't really do without the eugenic practice of marriage. and that there seems to be no escape from it. So, but I mean, it could be made easier if the law at least supported marriage and said, oh yes, people should marry, and if you're going to be married parents, we're going to support you. We're going to give you respect. We're not going to piss on you and laugh at you for being stupid. Which is what the matriarchy has been doing, with all the, like even The Simpsons, it's like, oh, men are stupid for being married and having children and putting up with their crap. They're stupid. It's cooler to be gay and not have to pay for. And I think unconsciously people have taken that on board, and they are indeed not going to become married fathers. And then uh, when the women realize that, it's like, well, okay, we'll just have to marry, we'll just have to marry outside our race. And one of the things that Colin was saying to me earlier on his stream is that the biggest group of white converts are women.
Yes.
Because they've kind of worked out the situation. They're not completely stupid. And they're saying, we want to be married mothers. We want to have legitimate children. And if the men of our race refuse to do it, then we'll have to look elsewhere. And if they really want us, they'll have to follow us into the mosque. And the horror of the situation is that actually, men have to acknowledge that this is what, actually, men don't have that much choice. If women are sluts, they have to take us as women come. If they want to be virgin brides, that's also what men have to, play to. And so if you can persuade enough women not to be sluts, then standards of morality will be raised. But if you encourage women to become sluts, then obviously standards of morality will plummet and the crime rate rise. George wants to talk.
This is just... Yeah, Black Junkie wants to come in and talk about how he just wants to get high and fuck bitches and shitpost.
Well, if you had a daughter, you wouldn't want her to marry Black Junkie.
No, I wouldn't want that. I mean, these people...
You'd rather she married a Muslim, huh?
My daughter?
If you had a
Oh,
daughter
I'd rather she...
and she only had the choice between Black Junkie and a Muslim.
I tell her not to have children.
Oh, okay. But then the race would die out and you wouldn't have grandchildren.
It would, yeah, but it would be better than what that would cause. I mean, I don't know. I mean, these are...
Then it becomes okay. It doesn't become about the white race. But supposing you were the only 3 people left in the world, then it would be a sort of a human race thing. It wouldn't be just a white race thing. It would be, well, are there going to be any
Yes,
humans?
then I would choose Islam. I would not allow, Black Junkie. No, I wouldn't allow Black Junkie. No, I don't want that.
I mean, actually, it's quite easy to shame them, isn't it? I mean, they're just so degenerate. I mean, they're just crawling on the ground.
Yes, they are. I'm going to post this in there. Let them come on here and defend themselves. Let them come on here and defend themselves.
Yeah, I wonder whether Louis Vane will come. I guess they'll all queue up and come in.
Well, let's see. They're trying to get Pebble Muncher to come the fuck in here. I don't want Pebble Muncher.
He's just so boring
Yeah,
with his
I know.
stupid accent, and he never says anything new.
No, it's always just, he's going to come in.
Ooh, ah. I mean, okay, at its highest, it's some kind of, talent spotting telegram group, right? That's what Louis Vane claimed it
They
was
don't want to
supposed to
come
be.
on. They're scared because, you know what? They don't want to be associated with this. Now I'm glad that we're doing this stream because I'm getting revenge. I mean, the fact that they don't want to come on, Pebble Muncher doesn't want to come on because, it's now he's one step away. Everyone in this group is one step away from animal porn and pedophilia.
One telegram group away from bestiality and paedophilia. That's not a good lookout. Yeah, they should clean up their acts and talk more sensibly and repent. And I think the whole thing about it was to make me not stream with you anymore. I think that was the real aim of the exercise.
Well, let's see if they get scared and throw me out. Like, let's see if they get scared and throw me out and they're like, no more.
Oh, they throw you out. You'll have to go up instead of down. I mean, look for better people instead of worse people than the cube.
Yes. Yeah, but it's hard for me to get on people's shows.
I mean, you got on quite well with what UK Steve, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. He sounds a little bit more, though he's very conspiracy theorist, but at least he's a little bit more principled than these people.
I think he just collects he just collects conspiracy theories, and that is yeah. I think that's what he does. Maybe without checking them particularly.
They're horrible. Yeah, the whole thing is horrible, and it really makes me like lose hope in the human race, and because I don't know where to go, because who do I talk to, like, besides you, like who is there to really talk to? I mean, I talked to
No,
Liam.
but the thing is, look, okay, this is my plan, which I was trying to explain to Khaled. We're going to get the attention of the Jews and tell them off for not doing what God made them as chosen people to do, which is to tell Christians they are idolaters. And it's like, they're Jews. We know you're afraid, and we'll do it for you since you're too scared to call Christians idolaters. And then we'll do the same to Muslims. We'll just patronize and shame the crap out of them. Oh yeah, we'll do the same too. Oh yes, and as for the white nationalists, we'll just have to say um, anti-Semitism is not a sustainable religion because it's so stupid. It's so stupid that the people you hate are either Jews. If you blame them for every single thing, you are raising the people you hate in status higher and higher above you until they are just below God. And they still don't understand. And they're also showing their complete intellectual vacuousness by not realizing after all these years of complaining about Jews and Muslims that Jews and Muslims have this thing that they don't have, which is their religion. And some of them are so stupid that they think, oh, well, we don't like these Jews and Muslims, and we don't like Christianity, so we're going to make up our own religion. And it's sort of like, well, if you look at the history of the Abrahamic religions, all these prophets of God, they don't call themselves God. They have to say, well, God agrees with me, God supports me, God protects me. So these prophets of God do not say, "Oh, I'm so cool and I control, you know, the army and the police and I'm king and you have to listen to me." They have to refer to some, you know, some moral principle that people can agree is a good thing. So, I think they're not that far away from understanding it, though probably quite a few of them will keep pretending not to understand what we're saying because they don't want to obey their moral imperative.
Now everyone's jumping ship. They're in the queue being like, oh, I had nothing to do with this docs.
Huh. Denial. Well, that's at least something.
Yeah, like, well, obviously this isn't some fabricated story. I mean, I don't think this is a troll. I think that this is like reality, and they're keeping up this, everyone's keeping up, and they're acting like, something's wrong. So they don't want to come on and, they're, I had nothing to do with this. You know what I
I'm
mean?
surprised at George not wanting to come on. He's usually, wanting to crash in.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that it's a little bit embarrassing. And do you remember when I exposed the American Fascist Party?
Oh, and their gay porn.
Yeah, and their gay porn. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember you talking about it.
Yes. Well, there was this American Fascist Party, and they were really anti-gay, and there was this really anti-gay Indian. Um, and then I found his gay porn with an Asian of all people, and he's like racist and pro-white and all that kind of stuff, and they're making interracial gay porn in the American not just interracial gay porn, BDSM interracial gay porn with him tied up to trees and them putting electric shockers to his penis. So again,
Oh.
again, like, this one step away, and that really caused a lot of problems in their party. It really, a lot of people were really
Well, but why
upset.
do people just want to, allow themselves to be filmed if they're into all this sort of shit? I suppose it makes it more exciting for them.
Let's see, somebody's here. Let's see who it is. It says that it's Jord. Hello?
Hello, it says that it's Jord. It's Jord, obviously. The fuck is up, man? What's all these allegations and accusations? Have you two ninnies got nothing better to do on a fucking Saturday afternoon than libel and slander and make false accusations about the cube? It's disgusting. It needs to
No,
stop.
okay.
I'll
What
see
happened?
both of you in court,
Did
okay, for defamation. This is fucking insane. George stalking me! George stalking me! Nigga, I'm not stalking you. Are you fucking retarded?
look, the
The
point is,
fuck?
okay,
The
okay, I didn't,
fuck?
okay, I look,
Wishful thinking, if I've ever seen any. Bloody hell, Vincent.
look.
Nobody's stalking you, all right? I mean, okay,
Okay,
no, I
your
take that back.
friends are.
I
Your
stand corrected.
friends are.
Weird fucking
Your
internet people
friends.
who are not
Your
my
friends.
friends.
Your
Not my
friends are
friends, Vincent.
pedophiles and animal fuckers, and I have the proof.
Motherfucker, please! I have like 3 friends, okay? None of them are on the internet.
Where
Now, when you
you
talk
got
about
my numbers from animal fuckers. You got my.
Lewis Wayne. Da, 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 da. Lewis Wayne is in a Discord server where somebody happens to be an animal fucker, fine. But yeah, sure, they may have come to Lewis Wayne by means of being in some sketchy Discord server. Nothing to do with me, nothing to do with anyone else in the cube. It's not, you know whose fault this is, Vincent? It's not Lewis Wayne's fault. It's not even the weird animal
No,
abuse
the point is it was
guy's
done
fault.
to hurt
It
me. I know
Vincent,
it's my fault, but
Vincent,
you no.
it's your fault.
No, look,
It's
George.
your fucking fault for
George,
putting this
if
shit on
I
the
was in a
internet.
gay
Okay.
George, listen, if I was in a gay chat room and I found your pics in there, I wouldn't share them because it's a sexual, it's a sexual situation, and I would just have respect for you. And as a gay man, I just wouldn't share it. Like, it was done to hurt me. I don't really care that my naked pictures are out there, but I'm getting revenge because it was done to hurt me. So, and then I followed this trail, and this is where the trail led to pedophiles and animal fuckers.
Well, where did you fucking expect it to go? Like, the fuck? It's the internet. All trails go back to that in the internet. The internet is
No, you're
disgusting.
one step away.
So
The
no,
cube
no, no,
is
no.
one step away.
Firstly, not to be autistic or anything, but that would be 2 steps away. That would be 2 degrees of separation.
No, it is.
You're
Lewis
closer.
Wayne
No, no, no,
to the
no, no.
animal fucker is one
Yeah. So
step away.
me to Lewis Wayne to the random guy who's obsessed with you to these images of you. Right? That's actually 3 or 4 steps. You're the guy who's connected because guess what, Vincent? The guy who's obsessed with and stalks you also happens to be an animal fucker pedophile. It's actually nothing to do with me or Lewis Wayne. It's actually you. And
Okay, why are you? How do you even know this person? How do you even know he's a pedophile?
Bro, we had a
How do you
mutual
even know
interest.
he's a pedophile? He admitted this
If
to
you
you
shut
openly.
if you shut the fuck up, I'll tell you. We don't know him, okay? This is some weird guilt by association thing that you're doing. He came into our orbit and into the orbit of the cube. Guess how? Because we were A-logging, aka documenting the life of Vincent Bruno, and he was A-logging, aka documenting the life of Vincent Bruno. We happen to be doing it for comedy, lols, and the occasional gem of philosophy wisdom. He's doing it because he's a sick freak who likes to follow around even sicker freaks on the internet for his own amusement. You are the one who attracts these weirdos to you like a magnet. It's got fuck all to do with me or Lewis or the cube.
Lewis
okay,
is
buddy?
friends. Lewis is friends.
Lewis isn't friends with this guy. Firstly, stop throwing the word friend around like it's a fucking.
Okay, why are you?
Internet.
He's in your cube. The animal fucker is in your cube.
Not anymore. He isn't. Trust me. If anybody's known to fuck animals, they're obviously going to be out of the. Firstly, I'm pretty sure Lewis would have kicked him already. Secondly, Lewis isn't super good friends with this guy. Thirdly, the only thing Lewis and this guy have in common is that they both A-log you. You are the person who attracts these weird beings. It's got nothing. And then you've titled what was it? 3 streams now with the title of like George stalking me, George gay pics. No,
I did
George fucking this, that, and the other.
Okay, it drew out this nexus of degrees to animal porn and pedophiles. Like,
Firstly, I am not connected to any of these 2 things in any conceivable way. You are closer to this shit than I am.
You know, that went up.
You're toxic, Vincent. You're toxic for the Cube brand. Vincent, you are toxic for the Cube brand. None of us want to be associated with you. Nobody wants to call into the stream because the people who orbit you are literal pedos and animal fuckers. And when you go around preaching the shit you preach, it's no surprise. It's no fucking surprise, buddy, that you've drawn this eclectic entourage of fuck-ups to walk behind you like some sort of deluded Pied Piper. The fuck, Vincent. The actual fuck. Happy Saturday.
How emotional you're getting. This has really hit a nerve. See? And he threw himself off. He's really hit a nerve. This really hit a nerve, Claire. Do you notice that this really hit a nerve?
I stepped away for a while.
God,
so I know George was very upset.
Yes,
to be associated with all this. But what would you like to repeat what you thought he said?
He just said that this has nothing to do with him and that it has nothing to do with the cube and they're not really friends and it's guilt by association. But the animal, okay, they're talking to the animal fucker right now in the cube. I'm not saying his name, but he's in the video chat with them. So George's a fucking liar. They didn't throw him out. Okay, like, and like people they want to call me a degenerate and they're friends and voice chatting with animal fuckers and who are gay themselves. Oh, no. They're not gay. They're heteroflexible. Whatever the fuck that means. Heteroflexible.
Is that a new word invented by George?
No, it's an old word.
Okay.
But no, they are totally like, and he said, he's like, oh, you've titled 3 storms, you know, George is stalking me. You know, the first one, I'm glad we did it because it drew them out. It drew this out. This is not as bad as American Fascist Party, but um, it's a scandal. Obviously, if George's that pissed, it's a scandal. You know, now I'm glad that those fucking naked pictures leaked.
Well, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it.
Well, you know, this is like investigative journalism.
Mm-hmm. I think what they wanted to happen was for me not to stream with you.
Well, I don't think this is. No, I don't think that's their agenda. But you know, okay, they decided to hurt me, so now I'm getting revenge. You want to get you want to be conversing with animal fuckers about how perverted and disgusting I am.
Well, there's worse than you. Clearly.
They're all in the cube having a powwow. I can see them. The animal fucker and the cube are having a powwow right now. Right now.
3 of them.
Yes. Don't say the name of the, because I don't want to get thrown out of this group. But I might just leave these fucking people's groups because, you know, I don't know. I have to think about this.
Well, the only way is up.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have to find somewhere else to post. And
You can post in my group.
yeah, well,
They'll probably come to annoy you. So then there'll be things going on. I know my group at the moment is silent as the grave.
they're talking about coming on. I can see them. They're talking about coming on, but they don't really want to, and they're probably going to explode like George. I'm glad he came on and rage quit and, you know, got, you know, seethed. I'm just absolutely glad that he came on and did that. That looks worse. This looks worse than like anyone else. This looks worse than like they think I look bad, like they look bad. What are people saying on your channel?
It's a bit quiet, to be honest.
Oh.
I mean, I've got 4 people watching on my channel.
I have 10 people watching now.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, the title is "Who is Stalking Vincent Bruno and Sharing His Gay Sex Pics?"
Yeah.
So it has a different. I mean, maybe it's not as sensational as your title.
Okay. The question is, how did these people even know he's a pedophile? Like, how do you even know that? Why is he feeling comfortable enough to divulge this information to you? And like, why does everyone know? I mean,
Sorry, who knows what? I'm not sure who
that
you're
this guy's a
referring to.
pedophile. How does everyone know that this guy is a pedophile that, you know, that is stalking me, who they're not giving me his name, you know?
Well, who said he was a paedophile?
Everyone. George just said it. And the guy who sent me, George is in the the voice chat with Black Junkie, the guy who doesn't care about shit, who jumped ship. Let's see. Oh, there's people here now. Hold on, there's two people. Hello?
Well, if it isn't the infamous Vincent Bruno, the guy who hangs out in bestiality group chats for
No,
fun.
excuse me. You are the one who got my pictures from an animal fucker.
No. Sounds to me like you hang out in animal fucker group chats and you're
No,
talking
that did
about
you
it.
hear the story? Did you hear the story about how
Do you
I
like Mr. Hands, Bruno? Do you watch Mr. Hands videos? Is that
okay,
why you're there?
The animal fucker was in your voice chat 5 seconds ago, and you're the one who invited him in.
Uh,
The what?
that is an allegation. I
That's
believe
not an
you can bring that
allegation.
allegation up in a court of law.
I
I
just saw
think.
it. I mean, unless you delete the Telegram chats, I can screenshot it and show that you're the one who invited him to the group chat.
Yes, I did invite him to the BC.
Okay, well, the point is, like,
What
look,
evidence do you have that he fucks animals?
he told me he told no, he supports it, and his group spreads animal porn, and he supports legalizing it. Okay, and okay, Louis Wayne, can you explain this to me? First of all, why is his friend giving his Telegram account over to known pedophiles, and how is it that this person felt comfortable enough to express that they are a pedophile? How did everyone find out how he's a pedophile? Because that's a really hard thing to come about. That's a hard piece of
Dude,
knowledge.
I don't know what any of this shit is, and I don't know what the fuck is going on, to be completely honest. I'm just here for the fireworks.
This is, excuse me, you know very well, you just admitted that he's into animal porn.
I
And
have no idea what he's into. Oh wait, no, I know that he's into femboys and traps. He's told me that much, but I barely talked to the guy.
okay,
He's barely in chat. I don't know what you're talking about.
okay, the point is
He
that
just sent he just sent me a what's it called? He just sent me that picture of like your cock and stuff. He's like, oh, Vincent Bruno, you might find this funny. That's literally it. Like I don't talk to that guy at all. I don't know anything about him.
I feel as though there's black junkies jumping ship, being like, I had nothing to do with this. Jord is having a mental breakdown on here. I've never seen Jord lose his shit on ever. you know
It's all the obscure occultism. Have you ever considered that maybe we don't really closely police the actions of 120 people who reside in that group
no
chat?
the Okay, the point is that it's, well, look, you did this to hurt me. Number two, you're getting these pictures from people who are tranny and femboy fuckers, and you're denying that you knew he was into animals. But
Dude, yeah, I just figured he was like you or like John Vance or like Joe Snuffy. I mean, there's a lot of people who like to fuck men in the cube, ironically enough. I had no idea about the animal things, and from what I understand, this is still an allegation from you that has yet to be
no, in his
brought
group,
up.
animal porn.
Well, I mean, this is still just an allegation. You have yet to show any evidence other than
I'm not
trust me,
taking a
bro.
picture of animal porn and spreading it.
Right. Well, there's nothing here other than trust me, bro, is what it sounds like, to be
Okay, well,
honest.
why don't you ask him to add you to the animal porn group so you can see it?
How about we just ask him in VC or something like that?
Okay, ask him in VC. He admits it. He doesn't deny it.
Oh, then I'll ask him next time. But I will say that I'm unaware of that, of the sexual deviancy. I will say there does seem to be an odd correlation between homosexuals and animal fuckers. Very suspicious. Very interesting.
There's plenty of straight animal porn. Wait, how? I mean, how do you know if a man's putting his penis inside a horse that he's gay? Like, how do you like what? If you're having sex with an animal, you don't know if it's gay or straight porn. It's animal porn. It's not. It's beyond gay and straight.
Frederick Nietzsche, if he was epic, beyond gay and straight, animal porn. Holy shit, that's Frederick Nietzsche if he actually made sense. What the fuck?
Okay, Rock Muncher doesn't want to come on. I've never had people like not want to come on because it's just, I I
Rock
find
Butcher is currently in the middle of Costco's, which is why he's not talking about animal fucking in public and
this all
pedophilia.
seems very convenient. And the thing is that let's just talk about the wider implications of this, that this is really what's going on in this community. And like these are the type of people that are in right-wing chat rooms that have racialist overtones, things like this. This is the type of who's this?
Okay, first off, the Cube is not exactly what you might describe as a right wing group chat. I don't know if you've noticed this by now.
Okay. No, everybody denies being a racialist right wing group chat. To people like you, there's no such thing as the alt right. There's no such thing as you're nothing. You don't identify with anything because you don't want to be pigeonholed. But uh, you
No, no,
know,
I identify with ideologies. I identify personally with what's it called? Have you ever heard of Aisha Erotica before?
no.
I think she's a visionary. I identify with her ideals and her vision for females in the future, personally. But that's just me.
What's her name?
Aisha Erotica.
How do I spell that?
Let me go look that up. Give me a second. Um, hang on. Uh, AYE AYESHA space erotica.
What is that? A porn's name?
No, no, that's not a porn star. That is a visionary of the future.
Okay, yeah, this is a porn star. Aisha.
No, no, that's a music producer. What the fuck?
Well, then why is your
I follow the tendons of Slay in the island of surfing cunt.
is their
That
name
is my political
Slater?
ideology.
Slater,
Really?
Catherine Grace Garner
Uh, maybe that's her. Hang on.
is an American singer and songwriter from Kirkwood, Missouri.
Yes, that's her.
This is your
See,
philosopher.
yes, yes, I follow her philosophies and her teachings as laid out in her numerous albums and singles. Does that make me alt right, Bruno?
I'm not sure.
Well, maybe you should listen to some of her music and then decide like where that places me on the political spectrum. That you can like critique me more effectively.
Look, I just want to bring up again that if I were one step away from animal fuckers and pedophiles, like everyone would be like, "Oh my god, look what Vincent
Oh,
associates."
you're not one step away. You're literally in their chat room. So, yeah.
The point is that if I had gotten your photos from pedophiles and animal fuckers, people would be all over me like brown on rice and be like, why are you even
That
associated?
is kind of weird, Bruno. How did pedophiles and animal fuckers get your photos?
Well, they were, I don't know. Well, how am I supposed to know? It's not my fault. I had nothing. You're saying that anyone who puts their naked pictures in a proper adult gay sex Telegram group, like you're asking to be trolled by pedophiles and animal fuckers? Not really.
I'm just wondering. It just seems rather odd, doesn't it? Like, how did
Okay,
those people get your
you're the
pictures?
one. You're the one who was receiving it from them. You're the one communicating with them.
Not to my knowledge.
If I why are these type of people, you say George was like, oh, these type of people, you attract them like a magnet, they hover around you because of your ideology. Why are they hovering around your group and George?
Because he literally joined the group because he saw that we were streaming with you because he stalks you on the internet.
The animal
So the
fucker.
question is, why are you in the group, Vincent?
Yes,
How did you find the
Panzuzu.
group and why are you
Yes,
there?
hey, Bruno. Literally, the only reason that dude even knew the cube existed is because you have been talking about it on your live streams, and he watches your live streams.
Wait, the animal fucker.
Yes.
He's the one
Yeah.
who stalks.
Wait, you live streamed where you like to hang out, and you're scared. You're like, how the hell did my stalker show up here? It must be Lewis's fault or George. That's who
Yes.
it is.
Yeah. Yes, Bruno. You
Okay,
see,
why are they?
Bruno?
Why are they communicating with you specifically?
Because that's what stalkers
Hey,
do. They're like, oh my
Michelle,
God.
shut up. Michelle, shut up. Let me deal with this. Well, you see how Panzuzu approached the cube
Okay,
is
you said his name, not me.
yes, well, you're the one who's saying that he's the guy who shared the pictures of your cock and your asshole and other things.
Yes.
Well, the way that he approached the cube is because the link I posted in one of the cube chats, and when I asked him why he joined this chat, he said it was because he likes to watch your streams and that he heard you complain about us a bunch. So the reason he joined in the first place was not because of me, not because of Jord. He joined because of you, Bruno. He's your fan. He's probably like the only person who watches your live streams pre Pebble Muncher. What do you think of that, Bruno?
It goes
He's
to
not.
say, like,
I,
that's the type of fans he has.
Michelle, shut up. Bruno,
Well,
he
okay,
was not.
you're saying
Yeah, he's not in the cube because of us. He's in there because of you. He's not there to hang out with us. He's there because of you, Bruno.
then
Not
why is he
because of me.
voice
Not
chat
because of
talking
Joy.
to people? Why is he in your voice chat talking to people then?
Well, because he enjoys trolling some other people and he likes talking to
Okay,
Jack
find out
Spark
the only reason
about men.
that he's there.
No, but the
And
reason he
you're
joined.
inviting him. Why are you inviting him to voice chat after knowing he's an animal fucker? Why?
Well, I didn't know that until literally like 30 minutes ago when I hopped on here. First off, second off, I still haven't asked him about it, so I just have to take your word for it. Thirdly, yeah, no, that's not the only reason he's in the chat, but it is the only reason he joined the chat, Bruno. You're the reason he's there, Bruno. You're the reason he joined. Not me, not Jord, you. That is you. You know, Bruno, when there's like one person watching your live streams, that's the guy, the animal fucker who has your nudes, who's your A-log. That's your fan, Bruno.
What exactly is an A log? That's a compilation of a person's
An
life.
A-log is someone who stalks someone on the internet and clips their out of context moments for the lols and the memes. You might also call them a lol cow farmer. If anything, Bruno, this makes you look sus as fuck because your fan base is made up of gay, pedophile animal fuckers, as you just put it, who follow you around the internet. That's very strange, isn't it? It's very odd.
I don't think that's odd. What is Vincent Bruno saying? He wants to get rid of women. He wants to take boys when they're right out of their little cocoon and groom them into being gay. So, Vincent, this is your target audience right here because he is
Excuse me,
the end
I
goal of your future.
I don't pander to like actual sex.
Well, regardless of who you pander to, this is the people who's watching you.
Mm-hmm. That's who your message like
So, Bruno,
resonates with.
if anything, instead of accusing me and Jordan Pebble Muncher of things who weren't even aware of his who weren't even aware of his sexual whatever the fuck he does. If anything, you should look at yourself and wonder
Okay,
why do I attract these
him.
kinds of
Okay,
people?
you say you don't trust he's an animal fucker. First of all, I have to ask him if this is true what you're saying right now.
Go ask
I
him.
want
Go
to hear
ask
from
him.
Claire. Claire,
Yeah.
you have your own following, your own fans. You know, how do you feel about this?
Look, Bruno, literally go ask him. He will tell you the reason he found out the cube in the first place is because he watches your live streams and because he heard you guys keep on complaining about us, so he tracked our channel down. That's literally it.
To answer Michelle's question, I have to work with what's available. I frequently express disappointment and dismay at the quality of the people I have to associate with, and I
Such
guess,
as Vincent Bruno's fan base.
well, I don't know anything about his fan base. I didn't even know he had
But
one.
Claire has her
But
own, and this could easily have happened to Claire, where someone who is in her, who is her fan base in her orbit, joins the cube because they're stalking her, and then starts trying to dox her in some way or defame her in some way.
Yeah, but
Like they would have
here's the
sourced from her fan base.
yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, Bruno. Mr. Panzuzu here. Forget about Grossly, Pebble Munch, or whatever. He's your first and your greatest A-log. But he's the silent one who just silently collects things on you and just giggles at you.
Okay, well, let me ask him if this is true. Let me ask him.
Ask him how he found out about the cube. And just ask him that, and he'll tell you.
Okay, let me find his. Okay. Did you find out about the cube through me? Okay, let's see what he says.
well, I don't see how it would prove one thing or the
Well,
other.
no, because Lewis
Lewis
Wayne is saying that his first contact with this person is
Through you.
So
yeah,
are you
well,
saying you don't trust Lewis? You think he's lying?
well, I'm asking. Well, you're accusing me of lying about this guy being an animal fucker.
No,
So,
no, I'm not accusing you of
No, no.
lying. I'm just
I
saying
never
it's
said that.
very odd.
well, you're the one that says you need to ask him first before you're okay. He saw my message, so let's see what he says. He saw my message. He's typing. Okay, he admitted it. Yes, he said yes.
If anything, Bruno, this casts more shade upon you because that dude did not come from the Cube fan base. He came from your fan base and your
Yeah, he's really
followers.
gross. I wouldn't want to be in a group chat with somebody like that. I'm glad they kicked him.
No, no, we haven't kicked him yet. I haven't decided
Well, he
what to
said
do
he's not
yet.
in there.
But there you go, Bruno. I mean, everything you're throwing at us applies doubly to you, or even more so, in fact. That dude never would have been in our chats if it weren't for you. Thoughts, Bruno?
Well, yeah, it's unfortunate for me. I mean,
So are you going to
uh,
apologize now for your
yeah,
slanderous accusations against myself, Jord, Grossly, and the Cube as a whole?
yes, I will.
Say sorry.
I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. Now, next time, let's not leap to conclusions as much, and let's take the plank of wood out of our own eyes instead of looking for the sawdust in our brother's eyes. Good day, gentlemen.
Well,
That's
I'm
such a
glad
base
that
guy.
that is resolved.
Hmm. So, Vincent, do you feel better?
Hmm.
Okay, maybe this will help. You kind of started the stream going, everybody in the cube is awful. They're all against me, on and on and on. And you were like, and they're probably even going to kick me out. And now you know those things are true. There's some awful people in there, but they have loyalty to their friends. And weirdly enough, we consider you one of our friends and we give you shit, but you're still one of our friends. And this guy came in and he was talking all this shit and doxing you, and they're going to kick him out. And the whole thing is resolved.
Well, I think that's nice, and I think Vincent can maybe change the title to the stream
No, I
to
won't change the
reflect.
title so that it draws, attention. But, obviously, if somebody watches it, it's not going to
Well,
bode.
knowing what you know now, can't you see why George got so upset?
Well, yeah, I can, but yes, I can.
Okay. So it's not that he despises you. It's that he doesn't take kindly to people jumping to conclusions about him and then throwing out all the slander. And he kind of came in jokingly about it, but I think Lewis did a better job of explaining things.
Yeah, well, he should have done that. I mean, well, this should have been explained to me from the start, and this should not have happened. And you know what? Like, part of
But
this is
remember what he said, there's 120 people in there. They can't be in there all the time. Sometimes they just jump into the chat, they see immediately what's being talked about, and they jump out. I mean,
okay.
that's why
Well,
they have so
well,
many admins.
look, you put those pictures up to hurt me, and then it led to a trail that would have led me to believe what I believed. So,
Well,
I
who put
mean,
him up?
what?
Who put him up?
That's not the no the no 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 no. Even if look, Lewis could have seen those pictures and said, "Okay, I'm going to keep Vincent's private life private. I'm not going to humiliate him." Not that I'm humiliated, but at least try to humiliate me. This was
Well,
an
when
attempt.
did any of this happen? Because I never saw the pictures. It's
This
your stream
it's
is the
on
first I'm
Seller
hearing
of the
about.
Seven Seas. It's up. My pictures are up on YouTube now because of Lewis Wayne, and uh, you know,
Oh,
yes, my pictures are
okay,
on YouTube.
yeah, the pirate guy put him up.
Yes, they're up. So I mean, this was done.
But
If Lewis didn't want it
didn't
to happen, he should have just left my gay pics to himself. And I mean, in a way, they
were
deserve
they
it.
posted in the cube? Is what I'm asking.
What about it?
No, but like, were the pictures posted in the cube
They were
before
posted,
then?
deleted. Everyone saw them, and then they were deleted.
Okay, so just momentarily, but like Lewis saw them posted.
Lewis is the one who posted them.
Oh, that's not cool.
Yeah, well, like this stream obviously turned against me, but you know.
No, here's the thing. You're walking away with a W. You just won't accept it because you were taking the premise that these people are not your friends and they're all out to get you instead of like, oh, we saw a funny picture and we posted it for for the laughs. And then you're like, they're all with my stalker and all this stuff. And it wasn't that case. You just have to like process that and accept it. The stream did not turn against you. It was just the truth coming to light. That's all.
Well, I mean, in both the streams, with the stream that I titled for Jord, I mean, obviously Jord denied it, and so if anyone who watches the stream is going to realize that, like, I took that back, that Jord was the one stalking me. But I mean, if anyone reads this or watches this stream, they're going to see what
You
actually.
accused George of stalking you?
Well, he was the one that was for. You tell me all different kinds of things, and you play with my mind, and that's it's like you tell me that different people did it, and then when I blame that person, you say, oh no 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 no, they didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like
I don't think George has the attention span to stalk anybody. He's a Gemini. They're very easily distracted. A stalker is somebody who like gets, their teeth in and won't let go. Like this guy that's obsessed about you. Honestly, if you're upset that it went from like regular normie gay Telegram group to, which isn't the cube, to these other gross degenerate like awful groups, it seems like the common denominator there is your stalker. He's probably the one spreading it. I mean, he came into the cube to spread it, so doesn't that fit his MO?
no, he's the one. Yeah, well, he's the one who gave Lewis the picture. Obviously, he's the one.
Exactly. So he's probably the one who also took it into these other group chats. Why would we believe that this is the first chat that he came to like smear your name?
No, it's now I know it's probably not, but
Mm-hmm.
this should have been, if this had all been explained to me rather than just humiliating me, none of this would have ever happened. So, Lewis and
Agreed. Also, this is something that could have been explained to you not on a stream, but like in a VC, in a DM. you know? But taking it like to YouTube and being like, here, everybody, let's throw all our laundry out there, and then complaining that like, oh, I really lost I lost the plot. It's like, well, because you know, a lawyer will never ask a question they don't know the answer to. Like a good lawyer when they have somebody on the stand. So you kind of like, if you're gonna do a stream like this, you should really know the answer to all the questions.
Well, I mean, the point is that none of this, it really, it should have been explained to me. And if you really were my friends, first of all, you wouldn't have shared my picture on YouTube or like really shared it in the group chat or anything like that.
There's
So you're
different
not.
quality of friends.
What?
There's definitely different quality of friends. I didn't say these were your besties.
Captain
I didn't
Pebble.
say these were. They're not your ride or dies. They're not like your lifelong friends. But there is a type of kinship there in the cube.
The it's just that, I mean, I was led to like, assume these things because like,
When you
it
were younger, did you have a lot of guy friends? Because guy friends tend to haze each other, and that's their way of bonding. They give each other a hard time. There's a hazing process. You get through it, and you're closer. And the cube's kind of like that. The hazing process takes different periods of time for different people.
What's up, Vincent? I heard you've been hanging around with horse fucking pedophiles. What's all that about?
I haven't been hanging
What's going on there, big man?
No, we already
Why,
sorted it out.
why are all your viewers horse fucking pedophiles? There, Vincent. What's going on?
Pirates are always like 5 weeks behind because of the mail.
Yeah, I just got it in through carrier pigeon. What's going on, Vincent? Why are pedophiles sharing your nude pictures around?
Well, I don't really know why. Unfortunately, it doesn't bode well for me, but I mean, obviously it's happening.
Actually, it kind of does because it kind of makes you look young, right?
No,
Well, it makes him look balding with a terrible at shaving his face. That's what it made him look
That's
like.
not their style.
No. Wasn't a good look. I heard you're not very happy I put that in my video, Vincent. What's that about?
No, I'm not very happy that you put it in your video, but I mean, look, it could have happened. It's just that it was done to upset me. It wasn't like it. Look, Lewis Wayne had the choice to see those pictures and just say, "I'm not going to spread this."
Yes, it was. I thought it was funny, Vincent.
Yeah, well, it was
To be honest.
obviously done to be malicious. It was obviously done to be malicious.
I think Vincent's an only child.
I'm not an only child.
Well, did you have brothers?
Yes, I did, and yes, my older
It was
brother
done
was
because it
named.
was funny, Vincent. It was.
And your brother never did something mean because it was funny?
I wouldn't have done that to Lewis Wayne. If I found his gay pictures in a chat, I just wouldn't have shared them.
Well, you should have done. If you find Lewis Wayne's gay pictures in a chat, make sure you share them everywhere.
For the love of God, please. Yes.
Yeah. Don't hold out on
That
us,
should
Vincent.
be a freaking rule. Yeah, from now on, make Lewis put that in the rules. If anyone's gay pictures show up, like, boom, instant dox. We're all besties. We share.
Well, this turned out to be a really fucked up stream, so
This is your best stream. What are you talking about, Vincent? This is the best one you've done in ever.
Yeah, I know you're also pleased. I'm not going to take it down because I'm not like, I'll just be accused of being a ninny and a sissy if I take this down.
No,
So,
you shouldn't. You should keep this up forever, Vincent. You should keep this
No.
forever. Never take this down.
Yeah, anytime you have Jord flipping out and Captain Pebblebeard on the same stream, you don't take that down. Like you said, you've never seen him flip out. We've seen him flip out. It just doesn't happen very often.
No, I mean, I never saw him flipped out before, but
You haven't been around the cube long enough.
Why? Yeah, because he always removes it from the internet every time he does.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I just don't know what to say. I have nothing left to say. I mean, there's nothing more to say. And
Vincent, is this making you reassess your ideology? The fact that the words you've been spouting out your mouth for years has cultivated an audience of a single horse fucking paedophile.
Mhm. I would certainly reevaluate my life. Vincent, this year is an 8 year. It is a karmic year. So the things that we put out are coming back to us.
Don't say that, Michelle. I'm fucked.
It's true. 2 plus 2 plus 4 is 8. It's an 8 year. 8 looks like the infinity symbol. It's a karmic year. So you put out the porn. It came back to you. You put out some ideology that wanted to get rid of women and groom men into something unnatural. And an unnatural person came back to you as your number one fan.
I think that's unfortunate for me. And
Yeah, it is.
I think it's a little worse than unfortunate.
To put it on his gravestone. That was unfortunate.
Okay, well, you know, to be honest, the cube also attracts gay, mentally ill, fucked up people too.
Yes,
So,
I know. As we said, you're welcome there.
okay, but what I'm saying is that I'm not the only one who's attracting, you know, deranged people.
Right. And
Okay,
when
so
they
You're
come,
the
they get
deranged
sorted
person that's been
out.
attracted, though, Vincent.
They don't ever stay. They always get sorted out. Twice as many people have left the cube or been kicked out or been bullied out than are in the cube now. Maybe 3 times more. That's way more than a normal chat.
Okay, why are there like, you know, there's 120, so you said twice have been thrown out. Why are there like 200, you know, deranged, sick people in your? Why are you attracting so many flies?
Literally, they're seeking them out. They're seeking out, like, the Claire Calls and the Vincent Brunos and the Captain Pebblebeards. They're seeking them out. It's the whole point of the cube. They're not trying to
Have you
seek
never
out the math.
been
Whenever a
on the
Maxi comes
internet
in,
before?
they filter that shit.
Have you never been on the internet, John Vance?
What? What, you cut out?
Do you
He's
feel
saying, have you
stupid,
never been on
Vincent?
the internet?
Do you
Well,
feel silly, Vincent?
I don't feel very well. No, I don't feel.
You should have some tea. Settle your
Yeah.
stomach and recenter yourself.
Maybe, Vincent, this is what happens when you have an ideology of killing women and you promote incest and degeneracy. This is the
Vincent,
audience that you build.
those pictures, I did not see them, could not have been so bad as some of the things that you yourself have said. Because when I jokingly
Oh,
said,
it's pretty
"Oh,
bad.
let's take Vincent's stream and send him to his dad," then I think that would be worse. Like, oh yeah, I took some naked pictures. Hello, you're gay. Like, what gay guy doesn't take naked pictures and fucking put them all over the internet? But the things you said about, like, how you hooked up with your cousin and you almost fucked him, or how you would, if pressured to, gun to head, screw your own dad. Like, these are things that I think your family would be more, like, taken back by, a little uncomfortable sitting at the dinner table with you.
Well,
You
I
know
mean,
why? Because it could have happened to anybody. Like, okay, so it's your sexual pictures on the internet, and then they got put into disgusting chats, shared by, like, the most disgusting people walking the face of the earth. Okay, fine. That literally could happen to anyone else in the chat. If you take naked pictures of yourself, then they can end up in the hands of the
no,
most
I
disgusting
don't
people
care
on the
about
planet.
that. I just care. The point is that I should have stopped with Lewis. Like, Lewis had the choice to just say, I'm not going to, like, try to humiliate Vincent. I'm just going to, like, just pretend I never saw this.
Vincent,
Yeah,
it's
but come
your
on. If
fault.
Lewis
It's
has
not Louis
gay
Wayne's
pictures of
fault.
Jord and he
It's
doesn't post
your
them,
fault.
shame on him.
this wouldn't have happened if you never put bizarre pictures of yourself
Yeah, you gotta own that, babe.
Telegram groups, would it, Vincent?
So true.
That's but like, no, that's not the point. The point
Oh
is
my
that
gosh, where's the accountability? You're like a child. You're like, no, I'm not gonna be accountable. And
because
I'm
the
saying,
buck
pointing
should have
over there,
stopped.
looking at the
The
person over
buck
there that
should
was
have
You
stopped
posted
with
it.
Lewis Wayne.
you
Look,
created
You
the
posted it in
content.
a public forum, Vincent. It's the internet. You post it, it's public, it's going to get around.
yes, but
That's the way it
but
goes.
this is like sex. This is like sex life. Like, you just
Was
don't.
it a public forum, Vincent? Was it the public that you posted this?
Yeah, it was, but I
Yeah.
mean,
So you
well,
basically ran
Vincent,
around naked on the internet, is what
let's
happened.
real quickly like enlighten the people that are listening to Telegram's chat guidelines. So when you make a chat, you can make the chat so that people cannot screenshot or forward things from the chat, and they cannot save them from the chat. They can only view it. There you go. You can even make the chat so that it deletes every day. Were you in that kind of chat? Because that is a very private chat.
no, I wasn't. I was in a regular everyday chat.
And
You
how
were in a
many
very
people are in
public
this
chat.
chat, Vincent? How many
Well,
people are in the chat?
thousands, lots.
1,000. So
Oh
you
my
posted it in a
gosh. So you
chat of
basically put it on a
thousands.
freaking billboard.
I mean, look,
You put it on a school bus bench. Is there any age regulations to this chat?
I'm sure that there are. I mean, well, I
I'm
don't.
sure
I
there's
would.
Sent them images to an audience the size of a. You sent it to thousands of people is the size of a small village. You basically ran around naked in a small village and then
not ran
cried
around. You took
because
a
people
step and
looked at
did
your
some
penis.
things. You did some
Nobody look,
things
I'm naked, is what you've just done.
in the middle of the town square.
Well, I mean, it is an unfortunate turn of events for me. I mean,
Oh, such a politician.
what?
You're such a politician. It
It's
is
a
an
great turn of
unfortunate.
events for me, though. It's fantastic for everyone watching the
It's
spectacle of
true.
Vincent
I
Bruno.
hope
Let's be
everyone that
honest.
watches this for the hour and 42 minutes goes over and watches Captain Pebblebeards, because I certainly will.
What?
Because honestly, if it's worth doing a stream for an hour and 42 minutes, then that must be a damn good show. That the review took this long.
I'm sorry. What do you mean the review took this long? I'm confused. What
I
you're.
mean, you're literally doing a review of his show, and it's 2 hours long. It must have been a damn good show.
I'm doing a review of whose show?
Captain Pebblebeard.
Yeah. Well,
It was a 2-minute long video.
It's going to be mighty popular now. See, Vincent, you're supposed to starve these things of oxygen. That's how the internet works.
Well,
Laugh
if
it off.
everyone wants to see Vincent Bruno's sex post, you can subscribe to the Tales from the Seven Seas channel. All one of you that are watching this.
We know who it is. It's his stalker.
Anyway, Vincent, you should be ashamed of yourself. You've disgraced your family. You've disgraced your name.
Naughty boy.
Abysmal. Terrible performance. Ridiculous.
It's very naughty.
okay. Well, I'm gonna end the thing now because I gotta go. But okay, that's that. Bye, Claire.